I went
Yeah, that was
to
when
the
you had your
tanning
blonde
place today for the first time and got both a table or a bed tan and a spray tan today.
Really? I was
Yes.
gonna say you're glowing, man.
You are
See?
glowing.
I
It
thought you were
works.
pregnant or something.
That too. Market prep.
Joe, it's a
Well-
little early though. Like we're still like a week out.
He
kind of.
doesn't know that the spray goes away.
Well, and my ride leaves tomorrow morning, so I'm stuck in the house for the next 3 days. So it was today or nothing. Because I don't have a car. So
Is there Uber in Chattanooga?
Yeah, but I mean it would be. It seems ridiculous to Uber up to the tanning salon. As if going to the tanning salon's not ridiculous enough. And then
Well, that was nice because we were able to pick the best sellers and things like that. What you found was,
bitch, I can see you falling asleep while I'm telling my
I'm
story.
not falling asleep. Look, just try it.
Welcome to the podcast. Two Homeboys. I'm Joe Walter, VP of Online Advertising at Tango.
No, you don't introduce yourself.
I am.
No,
See, we're still trying to figure all this out. I have to introduce myself because I can't wait to talk. I just have to start talking before anybody else says anything.
Hey everybody, welcome to two Homeboys. We have Joe Walter as usual, co-host, VP at Tango Multimedia and marketing extraordinaire. Also with us as our guest today is Molly Mays with Uttermost. Molly graduated from High Point University and is on the High Point University Design School Advisory Board. She's also the current sitting president of ART. And welcome, Molly.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. This is my very first podcast, so I'm honored.
Ours too. It's we're glad you joined us. And let's not forget our other co-host, Gabriel Cohen, CEO of Classy Art. I'm you criticized me last time for saying too much stuff after your title, so I'm just leaving it at that.
Oh, what was the other stuff?
Wall Decor Emporium.
Oh,
and manufacturer, supplier.
Yeah, last time he introduced me, he started just spitting out the AdWords that he pays Google for us to pop up on.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Too funny. Well, I'm definitely prepared for today's recording.
Wait, what is that?
Oh my gosh, what is that?
I had to bring my purse.
Full of ice.
A straw in your purse? Oh my god.
Oh wow, that is great.
That is
I can't go anywhere without a cute purse to complete the outfit. So
yes.
This one just happens to have, some vodka soda in it.
That is so Molly.
That is great.
So now we're ready.
Deal. Joe, did I ever send you the picture? Molly sent me pictures of her bag closet.
Oh no.
I didn't send that to you?
No.
Please share that with the group, Molly.
My purse closet?
Yeah.
Well, and I recently moved, so I actually have an all new purse closet, but it's not worthy of showing yet. But yeah, I mean, I took the linen closet in my townhome and made it a purse closet.
And you have a pillow closet too, don't you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, what can I say? I like accessories.
Well, you're in the right business.
I work at Uttermost. Yeah, I have a bag obsession. You guys know that. Always got to have one that's on theme. So what's better than a glass purse with a drink in it?
It's fantastic.
So great.
I love it.
Might have to bring it to market. We'll see.
You already owned that purse. You didn't buy that just to put a drink in for this show.
I actually did.
Oh, look at that.
I actually did.
I feel like I'm honored that you bought a bag specific. I hope you use it for years to come.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to go in the closet.
Maybe like some bubble wrap. Is it actually glass?
It is actually glass. Yes.
Oh my god! I saw. Are y'all familiar with aerogel? Have you heard of
No.
aerogel?
What is
So
that?
it's like it's this light substance. Alex, pull up aerogel. It's the lightest substance that we have, or something. Let's see. Grab some images here. So that's aerogel.
Oh.
And they recently made a purse out of it, and it's like, I don't know, in
No,
the
they did
super, yeah. So, and it's like all over social
Oh.
media, and of course
Yes,
you
it's
can't
on
hold
the
it.
runways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aerogel's been around for decades. You know, it's a NASA thing or whatever. I don't know,
Looks like I
but
need to find myself one of those.
it doesn't seem very versatile or
Well,
useful
neither does a glass
at
purse, but
all.
here we are.
No, see, that is super
Versatility
useful.
is not the name of the game when you have a purse closet.
I
at
think
all.
that
Like,
that purse that you have today is probably more useful than your other purses.
I don't know. I have a piñata purse. It looks like a piñata. That one's not very useful, but it's awful cute.
Yeah. Did you have that? Was that in San Antonio?
That was the cactus.
Oh, same.
Maybe the next time we record, I'll show you guys the purse closet.
Just gonna bring,
Or
just
I
have a
could
one.
bring them to the studio.
Have
Yeah.
Dan just hand them to you off
Yeah,
screen one at a
off
time.
screen over here. As you can tell, I'm clearly in his office.
He would love that.
Yeah. The only pink thing in here. This is the only room in my house that doesn't have something pink in it.
Yeah, I can tell by the matting in all of the frames that is sports memorabilia behind
It
it.
sure is, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very cool sports memorabilia, actually. So, all
Do you
Michigan
have
based.
any
It would have
design
been cooler if we
influence
framed it.
in that office?
Do what, Joe?
Say it again, Joe. Nope.
Do you have any
No.
design
Joe.
influence in the office?
Yes,
Oh.
actually, he asked me to like put the office together for him. So I knew he had all this sports memorabilia. So I kind of used that as like the basis. And then he wanted library, like dark, moody vibes. So that's how
I
we got
dig the
here.
olive green. Like the whole dark is very masculine. I dig it a lot.
Thanks. Yeah, I think he seems to be happy with it. And he's got 2 chairs back here, and there's a whole bourbon thing on this side that y'all can't see. So we're not quite done yet. We just moved. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
Where do you
So
live,
who's ready for
Molly?
High
Tell
Point?
everybody where you live.
Oh,
So I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And
Where do
that's
y'all
where
live?
you're born and raised?
Yes. Outside of Charlotte. Gastonia. Which is commonly referred to as the gas house. So I don't tell people that. I just say Charlotte. Do I look like I would be from somewhere called
That's where you went to the
Gastonia?
Gaston Day School.
I did. How do you know that? Did you Google me, Joseph?
We do our research on Two Homeboys.
We do our research. Do you play any
You
soccer?
are the
Oh my word. Yes. I did.
Where did you
I
play
played-
position?
soccer?
How'd you do?
I played middle school and high school soccer, and I was okay. Like, we weren't, on a traveling team, but I enjoyed it, and that was it.
You played other schools in Gaston Day? There was more than one?
Yeah, there is more. Actually, no, we would have to drive to Charlotte to play the other schools because there was not more private school. There were no other schools in Gaston County. Oh.
This is good.
Yeah, I was a soccer player. Now I'm afraid of what other information y'all might have found.
Well, We know that you are the 2-time recipient of 40 Under 40.
Yes.
Once with
Yeah.
the Home Furniture Business and once with Furniture Today.
Yes. Yes. It was
And
such
you
an honor.
did you graduate from High Point University cum laude?
I did. Wow. You guys really did your research. I'm not really sure where any of that was published.
We got people.
Yeah, I think his name probably starts with D and ends with Ann.
No, Dan didn't.
We haven't
It
spoken
would
to
have been
Dan.
smart for us to ask Dan.
Okay.
That would have been good. We should have done
Do
that.
that.
Could have just sent you my resume. Although the soccer thing would have been on there. That's not really something that I tout in order to get a job.
You should.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that was hard to find were any statistics on your soccer career.
You mean they weren't listed right under like David Beckham? I mean, come on.
No, it was kind of shocking. There were no pictures of you scoring goals.
That's because I never played forward. And if you had done your proper research, you would know that.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know what forward means, but we'll just go with it.
It's the reverse of backwards.
Oh, makes perfect
I was
sense.
usually on defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goalie.
Man, you're really like going way back. Like,
well, we know that you're a Kappa Delt.
Well, that's
Kappa
not hard. She
Delta.
talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, one time, I think it was you and I, Gabe, we're grabbing like a drink, just like catching up after setup before market started. And
Wine
we were
night
in High
at
Point.
Liberty.
Yes, Liberty, which actually
Ugh.
doesn't even exist anymore.
The
Which is sad.
screeches still haunt my nightmares.
Yes, so somebody came up to me and was like, "Are you a KD?" And I was like, "Yes," and there was shrieking involved and all of that. And she was one of my sorority sisters from my chapter, so she went to HPU too. But the funniest part was I was like, after she walked off, I looked at you. I think I said, "How did she know that?" And you were like, your shirt." So it was set up. So like we were wearing t-shirts and like the casual clothes. And I was like, oh, I was like, do I just look like a Katie? No.
Probably both.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
You were doing the secret hand move, throwing up the sorority gang signs.
Yeah, I saw her doing this and I was like, I'm back in Houston.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
so how did you end up at High Point University?
So the first time I actually ever even heard of High Point University was the college counselors, like for the universities, would come to our school and like just speak to, I think it was juniors and seniors. So schools from all over would come, and that's how I heard about it. And I asked my mom if we could go for a visit. It's only an hour and a half north of Charlotte, so it's not that far. So we went up there and I fell in love with it. I mean, it's a gorgeous campus, and I already kind of knew at that point that I wanted to do something in design. I wasn't quite sure if it was like architecture or interior design. So that sort of limited the schools that I was looking at to start with, because a lot of them don't even offer that as a degree. So High Point had that, and of course it's right there in the capital of all things furniture. So, I applied to other schools and really gave it some thought, but I ended up there and it was a perfect fit. I mean, you kind of can't get past the beautiful campus.
It is gorgeous. It is.
Yeah.
We drive by it all the time when we're at market.
Yep.
I went to that prayer breakfast they had for the first time, and I was like, oh my God. It is nice.
It's very nice. Now, I think where they had that prayer breakfast, that portion did not exist. The arena was not there when I went to school there, but I mean, it still was lovely.
Yeah.
We weren't slumming it by any means. So
they've got a hell of a groundskeeper.
Yeah. I'm sorry. They call them campus enhancement. Get it right.
We call it the guy across the street, who's got a lawnmower and an edger.
He's got both pieces of equipment.
Yeah, I just called one of my cousins, right?
Yeah. Not at HPU.
Yeah. Yeah, no, none of my cousins live anywhere near High Point University.
It is a really, really nice school.
It is.
You wouldn't have expected. Like, it's not a school that most people have heard of. I wouldn't.
Well, most people haven't heard of High Point to begin with.
Yeah, right.
And it's weird that there's that kind of university in that kind of town. But obviously it exists for a reason, and it's pretty obvious with the furniture industry being, right there and all that. But so you had no family or friends or people in the furniture business. And that is interesting. That is certainly an anomaly,
Yes.
Everybody in this, we talked about this on a previous podcast, how really the only way in to the furniture business outside of, second generation or some cousin or whatever was Ashley, because they train college students. But that's a second avenue. That's because a lot of people that go to High Point University end up in the furniture business.
Yeah. So kind of how that even happens is they always coordinate fall break, which is a full week at High Point University, with furniture market dates. So students are allowed to stay on campus and work market if they want. So that's, I was all about that because it was part of my major and degree, but anybody in any degree can work at furniture market. So a lot of times, like I would have friends in communications majors or business majors that would also do the same thing. But that's how I got hooked. Is I was working a market job. I worked at a front desk, and I did everything from greet customers to find price lists, take out the trash, like you name it. I was doing it. To keep the showroom up, and I just sort of stayed in this side of the industry. And I did showroom design. I've done all different sorts of things related to furniture and showrooms and all that. So I got hooked. It sucked me in, and I couldn't leave.
What was that first showroom that you worked in?
It was Rizzy Home, actually, which when I graduated, I took a job with another company, and then I actually circled back and came back to Rizzy for a period of time. And I was there before I started at Uttermost. So it was like a full circle moment.
Well, that's how we met when you were at Rizzy, or all of us really.
Yeah. Actually.
Well, I blame Blake. I think Blake is the one that introduced us, because he was your neighbor in High Point, and he was Gabe's neighbor in Tupelo.
That's correct.
So he was the common denominator, and he brought you over to the Classy Art.
No. He brought her to the Crown Mark party.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
He was meeting me at the Crown Mark party, dinner. And it was it's not party. It's a dinner with some drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So he brought her to the Crown Mark dinner to come meet us and whatever. And then we ended up.
Y'all adopted me.
We did. That was a fun night. I think we took the golf cart and drove all over town and broke into show place and got kicked out and found another way in and got kicked out again. And
they were like, please leave.
We said no. That was a fun night.
That was fun. I forgot about the golf cart.
The golf cart. So we had a golf cart because
I was like, this seems safe.
It definitely wasn't. We have a lot of shared sales reps with Crown Mark, and Crown Mark's 2 blocks away. So what we did was we rented a golf cart so their reps could just scoot over with their customers and scoot back pretty easily. And that's why
do you still do that? Do you still rent that?
No.
No, you just make them walk.
Yeah, it seemed like for sure I would go to jail.
They look like they need some exercise,
Well, we all
Just
do.
let them get their steps in.
We all do. But yeah,
Yeah. Raise your hand if you're 20 pounds heavier than when we all met.
Oh my gosh, you saying that, Joe, reminds me of like back in the day when everybody would do like hashtag market prep. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 weeks before market, everybody would like go to the gym and, you
Were
know,
you around when Joe had his little, like, it was like a Snapchat channel? I mean, it was just a Snapchat, but like he had like stuff that should have been a channel. I don't know if Snapchat has
yeah,
channels, and he had market prep series.
I
Yeah.
feel like maybe, yeah. I mean, and we would all like share back and forth, I think, like what we were the teeth whitening strips, like the crest strips.
Yeah.
You know, the tanner, like for us
I didn't do all that.
the hair color, you know.
I did do the hair
I-
color.
I went
Yeah, that was
to
when
the
you had your
tanning
blonde
place today for the first time and got both a table or a bed tan and a spray tan today.
Really?
Yes.
I was gonna say you're glowing, man.
You are
See?
glowing.
I
It
thought you were
works.
pregnant or something.
That too. Market prep.
Joe, it's a
Well-
little early though. Like we're still like a week out.
He
kind of.
doesn't
my-
know that the spray goes away.
Well, and my ride leaves tomorrow morning, so I'm stuck in the house for the next 3 days. So it was today or nothing. Because I don't
I
have a
see.
car. So and
Is there
Bree
Uber
leaving.
in Chattanooga?
Yeah, but I mean it would be. It seems ridiculous to Uber up to the tanning salon. As if going to the tanning salon's not ridiculous enough. And then after the tan, I have to stand in the lobby waiting for my Uber to pick me
Uber.
up. Like that's shameful.
Just
And get in
combine
the
it.
back seat.
Combine it with a meal; it'll feel more natural.
Yeah, is it next to a
Ubering get
restaurant?
food, but while I'm
Yeah.
here, I'm gonna tan.
That's a good idea. I should have asked you about
But
it.
then
first.
how are you gonna get to market?
I'm flying.
Ah. Well, I mean
I'm flying. This is ridiculous. So I'm flying to Raleigh with a layover in Charlotte. The flight to Charlotte was $300. The flight to Raleigh with a layover in Charlotte was $90.
Wow.
$90.
Is that not crazy? Like they're still taking me to Charlotte, and then they're putting me on a second plane for a third
Wow.
the price.
$90.
But
Yeah.
the drive's the same from Raleigh or Charlotte. Just skip the second leg.
Yeah, I thought about that because I'm not taking a suitcase. I thought about just skipping the
Yeah,
second
you could
leg.
just get off and take the shuttle or whatever.
Except, but did you book a round trip or one
No,
way?
just one way. Just one way.
Okay, yeah, because the round trip will cancel your return.
Second part, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
There was a
that.
guy. There was a guy that made a whole business, super successful. It was a kid actually, and his thing was, you would find cheaper routes by doing these like layovers, and then just getting off on the first leg and not going on the second to get to your destination. And I want to say I did it before it was a thing. I remember I was flying Don Savage somewhere, and it was cheaper to fly, basically the same thing. And he just get off on your first leg and just not go.
Is like if
Wow.
you do that too much, don't they flag you and say, "All right, like we're on to you"?
What are they going to make you not be able to buy a ticket?
I've
I don't
heard
know.
that
That's a
like
good
Delta
point.
would like strip your status from you
Which
or
I don't
something.
have.
But
I
that
mean,
I'm sure
Allegiant doesn't have status, so
is that who you're flying, Joe? I mean, we might not ever actually see you at market. You might
I
never even make it.
I get to board 50th. No. This is on American, actually.
Oh,
Allegiant doesn't go there.
they're not much better.
I hate American.
Yeah, I mean, being in Charlotte, it's like our only choice. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Charlotte is a major hub airport, right?
yes.
Right, Gabriel? We
Why
had an
do
argument about that last time because I said Charlotte was a super busy airport. And he's like, what? Charlotte?
Yeah.
Nothing.
we no?
Hey
It's like,
now.
Charlotte only has
well,
the same number of people as my neighborhood.
yeah.
Well, you
We
do
did
live
pull
in
up the
Houston, so that's
population.
likely.
We did pull up the population. Why American chose to use Charlotte as a hub is just representative of how they run their business. I mean, who did you? You're helping my case, Joe. Thank you.
Oh gosh.
Whatever
Our
I can do to
airport
help.
is under construction, and it is certainly not a pleasure.
It's always under construction.
Yeah.
It's been under construction for a very long time. So we fly into Charlotte when we go to High Point because Southwest doesn't fly into Greensboro, which is
Yeah.
annoying, and we love Southwest. It's funny because I was so anti Southwest a long time ago, and y'all never met Frances Brown. We call her Granny. She was like our sales rep for Gallery Furniture, and she loved Southwest, loved it. And I, Continental was around back then, which we
Yeah.
loved Continental. They were the best, and Houston was their hub. And then it became United, and I grew to hate United like with a passion. Like I hate them. I would pay more to not fly them, and
Wow.
now I just love Southwest. So we always fly Southwest. We would prefer to fly into Charlotte and drive
Right.
as opposed to flying straight into Greensboro.
Well, you'd have to
Southwest is
stop
like
in Charlotte anyways.
I mean, Southwest is like a cattle call. I'm not here for it. Just tell me where I'm sitting, and they have no first class. Like, what airline doesn't
Oh
have
my
first
God, that
class?
was such a Molly thing to say.
I mean, it's true.
First of all I know is every single flight, I'm on the exit row, and I got I can lay down, my legs can't even reach the next row every flight for $25.
Yeah, but do you pay to like get the sooner boarding or whatever?
I do, yeah. And
Mm.
I think they should raise the price because I'm tired of once in a while not getting it, and $25 is too cheap. Make it 50 so other people don't get it. But
Well,
most people, when they board, prefer the front of the plane, and they'd rather get closer to the front than go to the exit row, which is
oh,
fascinating to me.
okay. I've flown them a few times, but not enough to notice that.
Well,
Just enough to be annoyed that you have to have your phone and be like, "Well, I'm A32 and you're A31," or
That's
whatever.
because you have to talk to strangers, isn't it?
No, I don't mind. I'll talk to a brick wall. I just don't want to fight over my seat. Like, I want to board. I'd like a cocktail in a purse, okay?
It
Like,
lasts 3
before takeoff.
seconds, and then you get to pick your seat. And you're in a socioeconomic class where you can be one of the first 15 people to board and pick whatever seat you want to have all the leg room. But here's the beauty of Southwest. If my flight is today and I want to leave tomorrow, I get on the app, and in 17 seconds, I have rebooked for tomorrow. And it doesn't cost me anything. There's no rebooking fees. I can cancel for free. Like, it's so easy and fluid. Like,
This conversation, I need a drink for this.
And Gabe, you will book multiple flights. Will you ever book multiple flights because you're not really sure what day you want to leave, and you can cancel?
I have, and I do. Yeah.
Wow.
I do. I'll book multiple flights because let's say it's 3 weeks from the flight, so it's a good price or whatever. And I don't know if I'm going to leave this day or this day. I'll book 2 flights. Or, like in the dating world, it works great because I'm booking a flight 2-3 weeks away, and who knows what's happening in 3 weeks? I could just cancel for free. It's like,
Yeah, especially with you.
3
days.
Whoa. 3 weeks is a long time. 3 weeks is a long time.
3 weeks is like a marriage. You might as well be filing for divorce by then.
The breakups are very complicated, splitting all their stuff, and
takes time. Maybe I should consider Southwest because don't they have like a really good baggage thing? Like, I could bring all my purses.
That's the other thing. 2 free bags, 2 free carry-ons.
I don't know. We'll see.
You have status on American that gets you upgrades to first class and free suitcases and that sort of thing.
Yes. Although they recently changed their status requirements and how they do it, and it's not great. I'm not super pleased, but it's still better than Southwest.
That's not fair for you to say. You don't know Southwest. You don't need status on Southwest.
I've flown Southwest a couple of times.
A couple of times.
A couple of times.
All
Actually,
right, let's have a conversation next time, and I'll show you the way to navigate it and make it the best flight you'll ever have.
Okay. We'll see about that.
I'm telling you, I hated the idea. Huh?
What's the penalty if it's not the best flight she ever had?
Oh, are we making a wager?
Oh,
Yeah.
you have to buy me a bag.
Of my choosing or yours?
No, mine.
I don't like that at all. That's not worth the. What's the reward? What do I get?
Being right.
No, I'm good there.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, the risk reward is way off balance.
Kind of like my audio. This is ridiculous. I have the fastest internet of any of you, and I'm the one that's being delayed.
Karma's a bitch, man. You were showing off the other day. That's what happens.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not wrong. He's not
It's
wrong.
this tan. Takes
The
a while
tan.
to process.
It's interfering with the connection.
The glow is causing interference.
Oh my gosh.
So High Point.
I know.
I'm leaving tomorrow. When do
Are
you
you?
leave, Molly?
Thursday at some point.
You
Thursday.
just drive, right?
I drive and I no longer have to do setup.
Okay, okay. But when do y'all start seeing customers? Like we have Thursday's a full day. Like our sales meeting is Wednesday evening.
So our sales meeting is Friday morning, but the reps will be there, and we do a sales meet, like a big sales meeting of like general like business overview and kind of the pomp and circumstance, but we do product walkthroughs in groups because we have so many reps, we can't do it like all at one time. So a lot of our reps come like probably Tuesday or Wednesday, and they'll do product walkthroughs, and if they have a customer, like they can certainly come into the showroom, and then our team is doing like the last bit of tagging and making sure everything is right, and then we're like open Friday. I mean, we're open on Thursday and customers will come in, but
yeah. I mean, you have to have appointments on Thursday. I mean, I would imagine y'all have appointments on Wednesday. No?
I don't know. I mean, I would say probably Thursday is, reps definitely have appointments. And we typically try to say like appointment only. So we're not like fully open.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where are y'all located?
We're in IHFC.
Oh,
on,
that makes sense.
4th floor.
So that makes sense. So years ago, y'all wouldn't even open the building wasn't open until Saturday. So we would be busier than hell Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday we'd have a lull because the main building opened.
Yeah. And to my knowledge, like Uttermost has been basically in that space for as long as we've shown at that market. And we're 49 years old. So they started in like one corner, and as the company grew, we took over more and more of the hall. So now we have like a whole half of a hall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. Y'all have to come by, check it out.
Yeah, I would like to. It's hard to get out of the showroom.
Yeah. Well, there's no excuse for Joseph.
Oh, 100%.
I come by, and if Gabe comes by there, then that means he doesn't get his nap that day. So
you mind your business.
Oh,
you mind your business.
Spill the beans, Joe.
It's been a long time.
At market, like, what am I missing? I would kill for a nap.
There was a period. There was a period during COVID, and it was funny because so I had this one customer who has passed, and he every time he'd come into the showroom, I'd be taking a nap. Every time.
Where? I've seen
Vegas,
the
High Point, didn't
showroom.
matter. Where would I nap?
Yeah.
Right on
So
that sofa in the showroom.
Right on the sofa, like right in the middle of the showroom. Yeah.
Classy art that sells or
It sells
not.
itself. You don't need me. It sells itself.
It sells itself. You're just a fixture. Unnecessary.
Don't mind me. Well, it was during the pandemic, right? So like it was a weird period where you're there for like 10 customers or 20 customers.
And they
So
had
it was
like
a little different.
rearranged all the markets. Like they weren't at the time they were supposed to be and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I did have also under our High Point showroom in the basement of the building, we had a storage area and we had a click clack in there so that you're a little heavy eyed. Just go down there and take a little nap.
My word.
Come on, like we drink at market, and it is hard. People don't realize how hard it is. Like I have customers at 8 a.m. that will come in the showroom, and the guy I just talked about, like he would come in every market. Where's our pickleback? Like I got to do pickleback with Gabe. That's the thing. That's what we're doing. And I have a bunch of customers and reps who do that. My rep from across the way, Anthony, he comes every morning, ready for breakfast. I'm like, and he's referring to the cinnamon toast crunch shots that we do.
Oh gosh.
And it's every morning. And so it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, I love it. I enjoy it, but it's difficult. And most people can't do it for a single day, much less 10 days in a row.
At minimum.
So
and it goes into the late evening every night.
Yeah, and it goes till midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. I mean, we don't get out. There will be one night every market in High Point we won't leave until 2 in the morning because it's packed, and it's just like it's difficult.
Yeah. Well, and like you're the owner. So like what are you gonna do? Just leave? I mean,
you can't just leave.
You can't,
No, I want to. I enjoy it. Like I have
Yeah.
fun. I've got customers, I've got reps, I've got friends.
Well, now we know. If you're gone for 20 minutes, you're probably downstairs taking a nap.
Yeah. I haven't taken a nap in probably a couple years, but there was a dialogue on Facebook or Instagram, I don't remember which one it was, where I don't know who started it, but I'm going to assume it was either Jonathan or Priscilla, and they posted me sleeping on the sofa, and it started an entire comment thread of people posting pictures of me sleeping on various sofas in the showroom. So, not my best moment.
So, what are y'all's go-to market beverages? Like if you had to pick one.
Depends on the market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So High Point.
Really?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We'll serve 1,000 of them every market. Like,
okay.
But that's not a beverage. That's a shot. You're not sipping
like
on that.
I'm talking beverage. Good point, Joe.
Oh, geez. Okay, specifics.
Vodka and sugar-free Red Bull. Mimosa.
Yeah.
We do a lot of mimosas.
We do a lot of mimosas, but that's a breakfast drink. So you can only have so many.
So what's like your lunch drink and then your dinner drink and then your after dinner drink?
I would say my go-to drink at market is probably a Tito's and some flavored LaCroix. But I've moved, like I drink a lot of tequila nowadays. So just a tequila and kind of like club soda with 1 lime. How many limes are in your drink, Molly?
I don't know. Like a bunch. And then
it's not even slices anymore. It's just entire limes.
They're slices.
So let's get into that.
Beverage.
We know that Molly's drink is the vodka soda with 3 limes. Why 3 limes? Why is that important?
The 3 limes are so important because, I just have to be difficult. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I thought it was for live, laugh, love. Is that not?
Definitely not live, laugh, love. No way. No, it's just I don't know, it's a requirement. It's different and, like, the amount of lime juice to soda to vodka ratio in, like, a normal glass is just correct. There's no other way to put it. Like,
But
so
it
when you
doesn't
have a
even
whole
matter the
purse.
drink for her, because it used to be Hendrix and soda
Yeah,
and how as many limes as you can get. I really think
yeah.
limes is her love language. Can we get Dan in here? And like, do you feel more loved when there are more limes? If Dan brought you a drink with 8 limes, do you feel more loved?
Probably,
You see?
yeah. In fact, I have a purse that is a lime also. Maybe that one will make an appearance next time, if you're lucky.
I
Well,
mean,
you're going to be famous after this, so I
can
hope
you
that you've
text?
got security arranged for market because people are going to be
I
just
mean,
like, "Oh my gosh, I saw you on the Two Homeboys podcast. We had no
There's gonna
idea
be
who
like
you were."
27 people trying to trying to.
don't worry. I got it covered.
They have good security at Uttermost.
Yeah, yeah.
How
We
did you
do.
end up there?
So, that's actually kind of a funny story. It's really I knew of Uttermost, just having been in the industry, and I knew, Matt Cooper, he's our owner and president, and I knew him and some of the Uttermost team through ART, which is an organization, like you mentioned, that I'm a part of. And Sharon Davis, who's our executive director, had kind of made a more of a personal introduction to Mac, and he was just we just were kind of talking, and I had come by the showroom to see them. Nothing like very formal, not a job interview or anything. And then I actually ended up randomly seated on a flight with him. We were next to each other.
In
And
first
we
class.
yeah,
Naturally.
obviously. Duh. Where else would I be? God forbid it was not Southwest. So it was actually after an arts award. So we had both been in Dallas and yeah, it was just kind of like luck of the draw. And we joke now that like that was my interview. It was like a 4-hour interview on a flight. So and I didn't know that or whatever, but we were just chatting and talked everything from family and hobbies to business and all of that. So that's sort of how I got roped in, I guess. And they kindly offered me a job and I accepted and I've been there 2 years now.
And what do you do there?
So I do a variety of things. We're a very kind of linear company, and everybody we definitely have a culture of everybody like pitches in and does whatever. So um, my technical title is National Account and Development Manager. So that means national account and product development that is specific to those accounts. So where we will go out and make like white label products for other companies or other brands. And I will also like assist reps with any like national accounts that they may have that they're working with, or even just like top 100 furniture stores as well. So I assist in that way. And then I am involved with product development some for our general line, not a lot, just sort of, design input or trend input. And I actually currently am helping out with social media. So there's kind of a lot that we just pitch in and do.
So that's a big those all are pretty big roles. And maybe this is a faux pas, but I think it's interesting your
Are you going to ask what their
age.
margin is?
No,
Those
I've seen it.
documents are sealed.
But like your age in having those roles, and this isn't new to you.
Right.
Like you got the 40 under 40 and you were in your 20s,
Yeah,
right? Like that's a big
it was.
deal,
Thank you.
you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, thank you. First of all, that's very kind of you. But Yeah, I guess I just have a strong work ethic, and I get that from my parents, and I don't know, I love this industry too. So a lot of this, things that might feel like work to other people, they don't feel like work to me.
Yeah, and so my mentor, consultant, ex-college professor, Vistage
Yeah.
chair, he's a lot of things to me. His name's Ken Jones. When I was in college in the entrepreneurship program, one of the things he preached a lot about was alignment, like aligning with things you're passionate or enjoy. And it's kind of that old saying, if you doing what you love, you never work a day in your life. And,
Yeah.
his thing was if you love it, the money will follow. Like, don't worry about the money. Just do
Yeah.
what you love. And you'll just see how things kind of naturally play out because, it shows. Like, it shows when you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So you're the perfect example.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a kind of a wild ride, and I always kind of go back and forth with, you see all these inspirational people and business coaches and whatnot say, talk about a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and like having goals I think is important, but sometimes I don't think you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to say I'm going to be exactly here in exactly 5 years. So that's kind of something I've also learned too as I've gone along is if you're passionate about what you are doing and it shows that opportunities will come, and you can even take an opportunity if it's not right, you can pivot. Everything isn't permanent and you don't have to have it all figured out. So
Yeah.
try to give myself some grace in that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So I kind of like am on both sides of the fence of that argument. Um, you know, I think goals are important
Yeah.
and studies show how written goals, manifest into what's actually happening. But at the same time, I'm a very spiritual person. And so a lot of it is like go with the flow and don't tie yourself to kind of anything. So we practice this concept of detachment and
Yeah.
just going with what life has to offer. So, it's a bit of a balancing. I think both
Balance.
are important. Yeah.
Well, we all know, or I assume everyone knows how you ended up in your line of work. And same for you, Joe?
Well, I don't know that everybody knows. I mean,
We talked about that in the first episode, which turned out to be something we've put on the shelf.
Got it.
It was less than stellar.
there was
And
a great clip
I
of it
talked
where Joe goes, "I can see you falling asleep."
I talked for 40 minutes about how I got into the business, and we're gonna
No,
that'll be the
no.
lost episode.
No, he talked about how his dad got into the business and his grandfather and
I mean, I'm sitting
My
here
great grandfather was making furniture on a boat coming over from
yeah.
Plymouth Rock.
How they broke away from, the red coats, and it was a whole thing.
We started
Oh
off
my God.
manufacturing muskets. It was quite a
Musket
story.
storage. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Y'all are too good.
I mean, like I don't know that everybody knows how we got in or what we're due,
Yeah.
all the things. I mean, our friends and colleagues, obviously, but we don't know who's watching the podcast. So, like, let's pretend we're meeting somebody for the first time. So, in a 30-second Joe situation, my parents started
An elevator pitch.
Murphy
How was
bed.
that?
Yeah.
Murphy bed, Macy's advertising done. Dad,
Oh.
grandfather.
Perfect, Dad. And for me and Jonathan took over our parents' failing business and helped get them situated for retirement. It was a 2-year plan, and we're in year 19 so far.
See,
And
there
that's
you
how we
go.
got in the business.
Because you loved it.
Yeah, we did. And
Did you
I think
love
I
it?
may have
Like-
made this metaphor before, but I feel like, like this industry has like snake teeth where they're like curved in, right? Like,
I've never seen that metaphor ever before.
That's
no.
a very aggressive metaphor.
Yeah, I know, but like there's nobody leaves this business. Nobody leaves
If
this
you go to a
industry.
college fair, maybe don't use that as the example for
We have
young
snake teeth.
students that are looking to get into this industry.
I don't know anybody that leaves, but they're like snake teeth made of flowers, and they're like dipped in honey.
Like
I don't know.
puppy
More like
kisses.
snake teeth made of cocktails in this business.
That
but-
feels right. Yeah, they inject you with vodka.
Vodka soda 3 limes. Get
Yeah.
it right.
So Molly, what are you doing to market prep?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding.
That's not-
I
there's no
got my
way.
hair done on Friday. I don't know. I have a nail appointment this week. I don't like it's not hardcore, right? Like it used to be. It's a little bit like you get what you get.
Yeah.
mean-
Well,
I don't know.
my market prep, when I was really serious about it, part of the reason was because I wouldn't fit into my suits. So
Oh.
a big catalyst for the market prep thing was trying to lose weight in the weeks before market so that I would fit into my suits. And people would say, well, why don't you just buy bigger suits? And it's like, because this is what keeps me in line. This is what keeps me from getting, from ballooning up to my 600-pound life and being had the fire department cut me out of the house. So I would do it, that was part of it. It was like a 6-week routine to get down
Yeah.
to the weight that would allow me to wear the suits that I already owned. And then putting on fake tan and doing that kind of stuff was a
just
little
the
bit
extra.
it was the extra, and it was about just kind of feeling better about myself, going into
Yeah.
that environment where it is all type A. Everybody in furniture market is type A. And
Mhm.
I was a young guy who was a buyer and was trying to negotiate or talk to, older guys. And so I would always wear suits. And so even when people weren't wearing suits, I always felt the need to dress up so that people would take me more seriously. So, and I still do that today. I don't dress as up as I perhaps used to, but
Mhm.
I still there's a lot of people that come to market with polo shirts and things like that. And I just can't, or just whatever their regular clothes are. And I could never see doing that because I, always wanted to be taken seriously when I was there. And that just has carried over to today. And it's kind of still a thing.
I went through
And
some of
I'm
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through some of
probably
that.
taken seriously now just because of my wit and
Good looks.
and my
yeah.
glorious tan.
Don't start to sweat though, Joe, because if you, dab your forehead, it might come off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you.
That was
Good
good faux pas.
life
No,
tips.
that's kind of like that age-old saying of like dress for the position you want, not the one you have. Which
Well,
I
we
sort
use-
of always follow by that too.
We use that saying in the company. Like when we're building a
Yeah.
process, they're like, that's ridiculous. Why do we need all those steps? I'm like,
Yeah.
we're not building this for the company
right
we
now.
are. We're building this for the company we want to be,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, makes sense.
That's good. So Molly, what do you think people aren't paying enough attention to?
In the
What do you
in
think the buyers
industry?
are not? Yeah, in the industry. Like, what do you
Mm.
think the buyers aren't paying enough attention to? What do you think the reps aren't paying enough attention to?
I know.
Gabe's battery died.
I'm the guy with the tech
Alex.
on site.
You're clearly not paying enough attention to battery life.
Yeah. I know.
So I'm sorry, Molly. Go ahead.
You're good.
I like how it's
Um,
reversed. Even the text is reversed.
Not on our end.
Not on ours.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah,
Why is it reversed on my end?
because everything's reversed. You haven't noticed that when you raise your right hand, it's the left hand on the screen.
No.
Everything's flipped. Molly, raise your
Yeah.
right hand.
Yeah,
See,
you're
it's on the
right.
left.
You're right. Yeah,
Nice to
because
have you back,
this
Gabe.
look, I'm pointing this pillow.
This
which
is on my
here,
right in my
here.
preview.
Yeah. Oh,
What were we saying about the pillow? Were you doing
like,
a product placement? We charge for that.
well, we ain't got no classy art up in here.
I'm well aware I could see. I could see all those fucking knockoff frames.
Hey, language.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta keep clean.
Earmuffs.
Okay, all good.
So anyway, what
If
do
it
you
makes
think
you
that
feel
people
any
aren't
better,
paying
we
enough?
actually don't have any Uttermost in this room either, which makes me think I probably need to change that like pretty soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, to
Sorry,
answer your
Dan.
question, Joe, about what do I think buyers are not paying enough attention to? That could be like a multi-part answer, I think. I think they don't pay enough attention to designers. And by that I mean, what are independent interior designers doing and what is successful for them and that formula. And even like enlisting them potentially for help. At Uttermost, a lot of our business is designer based. We have a massive number of customers, and we sell to furniture stores and we make product for other brands as well. But the interior designer, they're the ones that are working one on one with customers on a very personal level. And they are typically working with people who have money to spend no matter what the economy looks like or geopolitical issues look like. So I think that could be one. And the other thing is maybe trends. How do you incorporate trends into things you're buying and on your floor, merchandising and all of that? And how do you still make it sellable? Because the average middle America probably doesn't want a pink feather blazer, but they might look at something like that and say, "Oh, that's cool." And then they're going to buy, whatever. They're not going to buy a pink sofa. They're going to buy the beige version, but you know. So I would say trends and staying on top of that and finding that middle ground.
Well, that is not all that different from the clothes fashion world. When you
Yeah.
see video of fashion shows, the stuff is outrageous and it's things that nobody would ever wear, like
Yeah.
but that has some sort of trickle down effect, I assume, to the average consumer. So some version of this outlandish, crazy thing that is shown in a fashion show becomes the thing that, the slightly higher pant or the baggier clothes or whatever it is that's the thing that's coming next.
Exactly.
Do you find that many buyers have design backgrounds? And I say that because I was a buyer for our stores, and we weren't fashion forward by any means. We were fashion backward. We were when this is true, but when the mainstream stores stopped selling something because it had kind of run its course, that was when it was prime time for us because people still wanted it. The average person still wanted that look. And so even though the major store had discontinued it, like we had a customer for that. So we weren't at the forefront. But when my role as a buyer, it was very much like an accountant, actuarial, finance. It was numbers related. What are turns? What's the gross margin? What is that kind of stuff? And very little design experience at all. And
but also like you were a smaller independent retailer, right? And so to stay on top of trends, that's really going to be a larger outfit who has various people for various categories, right? And who might have somebody who that's their whole job is to relay those trends to the upholstery buyer, the wall decor buyer, the rug buyer, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's why I asked, because it hadn't occurred to me that the right buyer might be an interior designer or somebody with that sort of background rather than somebody with a numbers background.
Yeah, I would say that most buyers don't have a design degree or any kind of not even necessarily degree, but any kind of background. Some do. And actually the same goes for sales reps as well on our side of the industry. Um, not many of them have, so it's kind of this thing where you sit and think like, so how can they recommend what's right. But again, on the buying side, a lot of what I've seen is the analytical. You got to be able to know, you know, your turns and margin and all of this, which, now we have so many technology based products that can help you do all of that. But no, I typically don't see buyers that have a design background. And I actually think the same is true for manufacturers that have like product development um folks like running if they have different categories or whatever. They're not always, you know, designers.
Well, I would say that, like, and I agree with all that, but I think that, the idea that a buyer is looking at what's selling and buying more of those styles type of
Yeah.
flow, that happens on the wholesale side as well,
Yeah.
right? If
Yeah.
palm trees are selling, we're going to buy more
Buy
art with
more.
palm trees, right? So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it takes a combination of both. But like the trend thing, remember that's a gamble, right? And so
it
you
is.
have to be willing to throw money out at all these trends, right? So like, for example, Crown Mark,
Yeah.
and I hope you guys don't mind me speaking on this, Sue and Joseph, I love you so much. What they do best at is they don't gamble on trends. They will just focus on the meat and potatoes, and when a
Mhm.
trend hits, get on top of it
Right.
after it hits.
Right.
Whereas like a coaster who they a lot of people think that they're kind of similar companies. They're not, but a coaster will gamble all day with those trends,
Yeah.
whereas a Crown Mark's like, oh, thanks, coaster, that worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're almost using their research kind of
Yeah,
after the
yeah.
fact. I don't what do they call that? Like the Starbucks or I don't know who it is. There's always a Target and a Starbucks together, and one of
Mhm.
them's paying the big bucks for the data. Um, yeah, I mean, it's you gotta find the right balance and you gotta find what's right for you, like, on the wholesale side. So, at Uttermost, we do focus on trends, but at the same time, we are balanced about it. I mean, we absolutely look at what's selling and should we add another color or another finish or, a lot of times we'll take something that's like an accent, like just a sculptural table doodad and turn it into a lamp or, vice versa. So,
Like a leg,
Is that
a
a
like a
leg
leg
category?
with a
with some
fishnet.
pantyhose, fishnet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that actually is not an Uttermost lamp, and I wish it was
Well,
because I would definitely
I
own
would
it.
absolutely buy one too.
I actually think it would look really good, like, right here.
Yeah.
I think I
Both of
should
you
add a
have the ability to buy that lamp, and neither of you have done it. So I call baloney. This is not you would not buy it because those exist and you don't have it.
I would buy
So
it in the right
now
color.
that you've said that, Joe, I'm
I would
going
buy
to
it from a friend. I'm not
If
going to buy it from
the
a retailer.
leg had a teal fishnet and a gold heel 5 inches or better, I'm in.
Make it. That's
platform or
the
no platform?
signature
Always platform. Well,
heel.
the
Stiletto,
platform could be like
not
2 inch, but I need some arc. I need some arc.
Got it.
Just talk to people at Uttermost. I think it's a winner in the
I do
classy art
too,
gold and teal
actually.
colors.
Let me see what I
a
can do.
collab. How about a classy art Uttermost collaboration?
There you go.
Okay, I'm in if they're in.
We'll have to talk about it.
I'm sure.
I'm not quite sure I have that much sway.
Yeah.
Well, I know that in the advertising side of things, we see often advertising managers, directors of advertising, directors of marketing, that sort of thing, who have no experience in marketing at all. They're
Mhm.
just So they might be the person who had the most followers on TikTok. They might be the youngest person in the company who's often looking at Instagram. They might be the child of the owner. They might be the person who can figure out how to make my email work when it's broken, but they're not marketing people, and they end up in those roles. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being the case in the buyer role often too. Is it's not somebody
Well, it
who
could be,
is
but
I think
the other
trained.
thing is that we're talking about, fashion trends, but the majority of our business is done with these very large furniture retailers, right? And so those large furniture retailers are not chasing trends. They're kind of the crown marks of the world, right? Like they're focusing on the things that the masses want to buy, right?
Well,
And
and
so,
I think that's your customers that way, but Restoration Hardware is making the trends. They're a massive furniture retailer. Pottery Barn, they are the trend setters in those worlds.
yeah, but even those guys, there are 100 trends that they pick up on 4 of them and make them the trend.
Mhm.
There's a lot of trends that are happening all the time. And so they're going to zone in on those few. And then, they're going to make them and, make them a thing that caters into the masses. So this is a very similar cycle when it comes to like clothing, right? Clothing is a faster in and out trend cycle, but we had a guy come talk to us when I was in school, and he showed it in a pie chart, which is weird because it was more linear than it was a circle. But you have the super trendy, which is like this 1 or 2%, right? And then it comes into the like, I don't remember what he called it, but it's like the medium trendy, right? And it's like 10 or 15%. And so only some of these flow into there. And then only some of these flow into the 70% of the pie chart, which is the mass market, right?
Yeah.
And so all fashion, and then it goes to, the clearance racks,
Yeah.
and so they all
What's
follow the
that?
same cycle.
I'm just
Huh?
kidding.
What'd you say?
What is that? What's a clearance rack?
It's the name of a store.
I'm kidding. We love a high-low.
So, who's your market, right? Like, if I am chasing trends and that's my product development cycle, then my market should be Restoration Hardware, right?
Yeah.
And people like that. But if I'm looking for the masses, then I'm not chasing that Restoration Hardware business. I'm chasing, Rooms to Go, Cons, Wayfair, Target, whoever, the people that are selling the masses, right? And so from a business perspective,
Yeah. I mean, you gotta make money, obviously, but what part like, a lot of times, like, don't you think, though, the trends, like, as they trickle down, it becomes this whole, like, look for less type of ordeal? Like, people want the Restoration Hardware look, but they're gonna pay the Rooms to Go price type of
right.
thing. So,
Exactly.
to me, like, a buyer should be looking at that and knowing how to interpret a trend properly for their customer.
That is further proving my point. And so again, the Restoration Hardwares of the world are taking one of those or 4 or 5 or 6 of those
Yeah.
100 trends and making them popular.
Yeah.
So they're taking that very, very fashion forward thing and saying, this is going to be a trend. And there are a lot of retailers out there. I mean, I was at an anniversary party for one of my customers who I'm not going to name, and they very closely are watching Restoration Hardware and other people that are similar because they know that that is now going to be the trend for the masses
Yeah.
for some time period until eventually they will end up in the clearance rack. Right. And this is just it's a never ending cycle.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean, a
Mom,
lot of it's trial and error, but And I have the design perspective, so I feel like there should be more influence of trends.
Has Farmhouse run its course?
For me personally, yes.
No, that's not fair. You personally is a
You're
whole other
ahead.
animal.
Yeah, you're ahead.
Let's talk business.
You have a vodka soda purse.
I know.
Which it's still got lots of beverage in it.
Way too much vodka soda left in there.
I'm sorry. I've been very enthralled in our conversation.
Follow-up question. Why is the last blog post from Molly May's design from 2018?
Wow. Okay. You guys are wow. You are really grilling me. Okay. Because I don't write blog posts anymore.
Fair
That's
enough.
a shame. They have trended out.
I know. I'm sitting here like, you need to pay attention to trends. Meanwhile, like I haven't written about a trend in 5 years. You know, I tried my hand at that for a bit, the blog post sort of trying to be an influencer thing, and I don't really go for that anymore. I'm busy.
That's good.
What was your question?
Farmhouse.
Farmhouse.
Are we done with Farmhouse yet? For crying out loud.
I think it's on its tail end. I think that there's still always that customer that has like latched onto that, like, you know, they're forever a Chip and Joanna Gaines kind of, you know, and there are people too that live a lifestyle that inherently is like that farmhouse look, so it like fits that. But for mainstream, I think people are over it a little bit. I would say they've kind of moved towards like the Studio McGee look, neutrals, but they want things that are warmer. I think shiplap has run its course, specifically shiplapping everything. I mean, it's enough.
Well, I feel like there's every 10, I'm making that number up. Every 10 years, there's something big that lasts a long time. And so thinking about 15 or maybe even 20 years ago, it was kind of this Tuscan thing.
Yes. You know? Oh my God. Right? Like my mom, she had the ivy border in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And your kitchen cabinets were glazed and your tiles were tumbled, and it was sort of this and that lasted for a long time. And I feel like Farmhouse replaced that. And now Farmhouse has been around for a long time. So what is going to be that next really big thing that, you know, maximalism kind of came and went quickly. So like, what is it that we're not seeing yet that's going to be that thing that's going to have a huge 10-year run? It's going to influence the way our kitchens look and like all of it.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
we're call still Patty Carpenter. She might know. She's a fabulous trend analyst. No,
we called her, but she wasn't available, and so you were.
We settled on you.
Fiddle. Good to know.
But you know, but like the whole when we're talking about, I feel like that Studio McGee is a bit of a runoff from Farmhouse.
Yeah.
And so, you know,
Alex, pull up a Studio McGee and show that, because I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Pull up images of Studio McGee style. I don't know.
Yeah. She did a line with Target, I mean, which is similar to, you know, Magnolia Home and all that. But it definitely is more, I don't know how to describe it. It's warmer. It's a little more modern, I would say, than Farmhouse. But I agree, Gabe. Like it's not a total departure from Farmhouse. It's not like a 180.
Yeah.
But
it's a remnant. Is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a remnant,
a more modern version of a farmhouse.
Yes. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And so that is super popular right now, but we haven't gotten into the new thing. And I don't know what it is, and it seems like you don't either, right, Molly?
Not really. I mean, and then of course, like I have personal taste that like influences that, right? Like this whole grand millennial thing is really big, but that's only a sector of people. Like maximalism is a thing. These southern traditional is kind of always going to be a thing. But as far as like the whole like what's the next like ivy glazed kitchen, I don't know.
No, but let's zero in on the millennial thing you were talking about and the maximalism.
Yeah.
Expand on that. What is that?
Like grand millennial or it's basically like uh the resurgence of like things that our grandmothers probably have liked. So like doilies and pleated lampshades that have prints or patterns to them using like
Avocado chairs with casters?
yeah, probably.
Shit.
But obviously in like an updated manner and using a lot of like color and like small prints or patterns and mixing prints or patterns. So like maybe instead of a solid color sofa, like you have a cabana stripe sofa and you've got like printed floral pillows and in on your chairs, and it's this kind of layered look of pattern and color, and it's almost like simple in a way, even though there's like a lot going on. Um, that's I love that personally, and you can tell that I love color. But I do think that I think there's a place for color too, especially in the younger generation. Like, we all have lived through COVID. Everybody realized their house was boring,
Well,
you
I think
know?
there's definitely a backlash to
Yeah,
beige and neutral.
for sure. But
And
you also see
gray was
it
the
go
big.
way too far, and I think they're pulling it back a little bit, but
Well, I think that the part about the neutral was that it made things easy too. I mean, it was on trend, but like even somebody with like who doesn't have a design background or understand design at all could
yeah,
very easily put together a room. Whereas when
right.
you get into a lot of color, it's difficult, right? Like
Yeah,
understanding the different hues of this same color or what colors complement each other. And so color's great and we all love it, but
yeah,
it's difficult for the consumer
yeah,
to know how to work with it,
yeah.
you know,
That's why the buyers should do a better job of buying
putting it
and
together.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I think the buyers, well, it depends on
Not
the
that all buyers
organization,
are
right?
doing a bad job, let me
Which
clarify.
ones are doing a
I
bad
want
job?
to just point out that
Let me get
Molly is
my list
saying
out over
her customers are doing a terrible job. No. So, but
here.
it's not.
Oh god,
So,
all of
I
a
mean, the
sudden I
buyers
now
do the
have a
best they
clear
can, and
schedule at
I
Monday.
do think the cross communication is difficult, but it's happening.
Yeah,
But the merchandiser is the one who's ultimately responsible for putting it
yeah,
all together for the consumer to view, and then making some sort of deal or package or whatever
right.
where they're putting that all together. Now, in my world, art is far too personal to package it with
Yeah,
the other elements, which sucks because I want to be a part of the package. Let me in. I want to play. But you know, having
Yeah.
that person to put it all together for the consumer to see and then pricing it together and creating those options for the consumer
yeah,
is really the only option the consumer has unless they have a designer,
a
right?
designer. Yeah.
I think the merchandiser position has gotten really difficult because
Mhm.
people don't want matchy stuff. So then that means you've got to pull together different things and create a look where you used to just be able to order a dining set and a buffet and a hutch and
And it all went, yeah.
yeah, it was just a whole matching set. That was what everybody wanted. The bedroom set
Yeah,
with the nightstands and the chest and the dresser and the whole. And now everybody wants something different. So how do you pull that together in a way that will be appealing to somebody who doesn't have the design experience? And that's really what it comes down to. They want to put it in their room and have it look good.
yeah.
And we try to do it on our own, and it just doesn't. It
It doesn't
doesn't look the
translate.
same.
So the bottom line is people should hire a designer
Yeah, I think so.
and
Well,
buy Uttermost lamps and classy art wall decor, and their house will look great.
well, and when you look at who's going to market, the market keeps telling us that attendance is up or attendance is strong, that sort of thing. And when you look around, in some instances, there are a lot of people around market, but it seems to be a lot more designers and a lot fewer independent furniture stores. So I think there's, the industry is kind of moving that direction.
Yeah.
Well-
I'm probably a bad example to speak on that because we've always had a lot of designers come through Uttermost. But I mean, like, what do you see, Gabe? Are you guys trying to reach? I know that, like, on the wholesale side, some people don't even want to sell to designers because, in a way, it is a kind of a whole different business model.
It is. So when we were in Vegas,
Yeah.
that showroom was so beautiful, and we just there was so many designers that would come in and look around, and at that time we were just not geared up for design business, for so many reasons, and we kind of pivoted and like, okay, well, we should look at this and let's create some new systems and processes and things like that for them, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't our thing. Like, it caused a lot of conflict. Maybe we didn't design it well enough. The processes.
Yeah.
It's not something we try to attract, market to them. Now designers have found us through various methods, and they like us, love us, enjoy using us, the ease of using us and things like that. But there still are some complications when it comes to minimum orders and things like that. Because we differ in that we have a unified singular price list. It's an advertised price list. Here's where we are. And so it gets a little complicated. To to keep it simple, it gets complicated, right?
Well, there's a famous line that says, talking about writing, like, if I had more time, I would have said less.
Yeah.
Because being simple is complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you ever have designers that come in that would be willing to pay, like, I'll pay the minimum order price, but I really only need these two pieces?
So here's the thing. Yes, they would. And so most people in accessories have multiple price lists, and they will even put it on the product, like on the label. Go check that.
That was awkward.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you good?
Well, gunshots? What's going on?
My front door is locked. We're at the factory. My daughter's here with me in the other room, and the front door just opened. So, we'll see what that's about. Alex went to check it out.
Cool.
But so a lot of accessories companies will have a price tag at market with
that's what we do.
Okay, right. So
actually, that's a new thing. Like, as of, I think, the last 2 years, they had just implemented it. When I started at Uttermost, we used to have just one price level, but now we have two.
So I just want to let everybody know we're fine. It was my brother who was here, the other owner of Classy Art. He has now kidnapped my daughter, so we're good.
Aww.
So yeah, but it's different, right? So like that price variance is pretty drastic, right? So the designer price, well, I'm not speaking to Uttermost, just generally.
It can be. Yeah, you're right. And a lot of times designers get upset by that because they think they should be buying it at standard wholesale
or stocking dealer price. Yeah, but it's like the stocking dealer who gets upset that they should be getting the direct import price. And like,
Yeah.
buy 1,000 units. But let's talk.
Yeah.
So everybody has an ego, right? But at the end of the day, yes, Joe, they will pay more per unit, and it could get to that minimum order price. But there's another level of complication for us in transportation, right? And so we are accustomed to volume and pallets and all of that, truckloads and things like that. And so we have another area that we would have to figure out. I mean, we have packaging for, let's say, drop ship, e-commerce, whatever. And I guess we could do it that way, but we've always been real proud about our unified price list, right? You're a designer, and designers love that. They
Yeah.
wait, I'm gonna get the same price as such and such. Yeah, there's a little bit of handling costs involved, but it per item it's the same price. So I don't know. We haven't figured that world out yet. We haven't marketed that world. We just haven't focused on it.
Yeah. Well, you
So
can't
Molly,
be everything to anybody, you know.
These conversations start out slow, and then we really hit a stride, and then we have these weird like lulls where I'm trying to figure out what to say next.
What to say next? Thank God for editing.
Oh no, we don't edit.
We don't
edit.
edit.
The podcast, or the podcast episode goes out raw, and then Alex will create clips out of this. But if anybody has the patience to watch all 2.5 hours of this, so we're
she's like, what?
Through.
I didn't sign up for that.
I'm like,
well, then you joined late, so we're going to be doing this for another 1.5 hours. But yeah, so the clips are where the magic is. So he will extract clips from this that will be much more entertaining and interesting than us rambling and then all just looking at each other for
disagree completely
10 seconds.
The full length is the way to go. But Joe is no longer trusted with the clips. So
I feel like there's a story here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe. Spill the beans.
So I'm not going to call Gabe a micromanager. No. So
I'm not going to call Joe a liar for going back on his word, but I will say
my teeth are so white and my face is so brown. Like this,
you're pulling
this
a Donald
really
Trump
worked
right now.
This
stands the hair.
Market prep really worked well.
Yeah, you look like you still live in Florida.
I know, right? There you go. It's going to wear off by the time I see you guys in person.
What I was going to say, what's going to be really fun is when we all see each other in about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Like, do we actually look like this?
No, I'll be the exact opposite. I have yellow teeth and white skin.
Well, also, the rest of us are going tomorrow. Miss First Class.
You know, I don't know what to tell you. Jealousy is not becoming, Gabe. Okay.
I sit in the back of the plane. I think the back of the plane is the place to be because that's where the drink cart comes from. So you get served first.
Well, if you're in first class, you don't have a drink cart because it comes on a tray in a glass. Yeah. So
yeah, well, we can't all do that. We don't all have
Uttermost hiring.
That's the second time you've tried to get a job.
I've got a little knowledge.
Just a little bit. No. I don't know. I'll ask around. We don't fly first class.
You do because you've got status from all of the travel.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're not buying
they don't
first
make
class
us
tickets.
Schlep around in like roach coach when we go to Asia. But, you know, we're not like laying up there in the bed with the duvet either. It's like a very happy medium. What?
Roach coach?
Yeah. It's gross.
I stayed at the worst Red Roof Inn in High Point or Greensboro.
That's not surprising.
One of the markets. It was so bad. When I walked into the room, it smelled. It reeked of cigarettes so bad that my stuff all smelled like cigarettes. But I didn't like, I just thought it's red roof and it smells like cigarettes. And so, big deal. When I left at the end of market, I got in the Uber to go to the airport, and the Uber driver said, "Did you have any problems while you were here?" I was like, "No, what?" He's like, "There's cops here every night busting somebody for something." It's like, what? I had no idea. I would have stayed up later and paid attention.
Did I
You
tell you
would
the
have been
wolf?
better off sleeping in the nap room at Classy Art
Yeah.
than at the red roof.
Yeah.
Also
Did I
smells
tell
like
you the
cigarette
wolf
smoke.
story? The story about the wolf?
No.
No.
What wolf? Like WUFF or WOLF? Are you saying
Oh.
wolf or wolf? What are you saying? Is this wolf?
WOLF.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So when we
So
were
stop
new,
saying wolf.
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 There's a podcast clip right there.
okay. So when we again, this was a turnaround company, right? So we were very cash poor, and we were staying at the Knights Inn in High Point, North Carolina.
Oof.
And
What
I'm
is
in.
that?
Yeah, you would never.
You pass by it every day, but
Do they have
You-
upgrades?
Never.
yes,
No.
yeah, the upgrade was the room by the vending machine.
Yeah. So me and Bill Burnson and Don Savage, and we're all in one room watching a movie, hanging out. And we're not staying in one room. There's multiple, but we're watching a movie together, and we're out. It was one of those deals where like the door is on the outside. So we're on the second floor, and we are on the outside against the rail and the sidewalk and whatever. And I don't know, smoking a joint or something. And across the way, like very far away, there's like a wooded area across this parking lot. And we could see this very large dog in the woods, at the edge of the woods. And we're like, that's a wolf. Look at that shit. That's
A wolf.
crazy. Wolf. And we don't think anything of it. And so we're in the room and we're watching the movie, and like the laptop set up on
Don't
this
knock
bed,
your tree over.
and we're all sitting on this bed watching, and the door's on the other side of this bed. Remember, we're on the second floor,
Okay.
and we've got the door open because there's smoke and things. And this wolf walks right by our doorway.
What?
It's on the second floor, walking the sidewalk, and it stops at our door, and it looks in, and then just keeps walking. And we immediately
Wild
jump.
wolf.
Huh? A real yes. This was no dog. This was a legit giant wolf.
And then the Knights Inn is right in High Point. Like
It's
all of us
right
are
in High
walking
Point.
around.
Where is
there
it?
at
Is it
night.
in downtown?
So if you're going towards if you go towards on Main towards Archdale, that first overpass, whatever freeway that is, I don't know, 85 or something like that.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
right at
there.
one of those corners. I don't remember which corner, but
Oh,
you shouldn't go there ever.
I
There was
won't.
there
Don't
was
worry.
one time we were staying there and we were checking in, and some woman in scantilous clothes comes running in and screaming and very not doing well, and asked the people to lock the doors, and there was some guy chasing her that wanted to kill her, and she was a prostitute, and I think maybe he was her pimp. I don't know. I didn't stay there anymore after that one. That was a
Oh,
little much.
Maybe it was the wolf trying to kill her.
probably.
But
Or
there
the
was a
bed
worse
bug that
hotel.
this place inevitably had.
There was a worse hotel in Tupelo, Mississippi, where a guy knocked on our door and was bleeding, And he was like,
What?
I'm stabbed. Like, can you help me with a few dollars to go to the hospital? And it's like picking up his guts. And you're like, oh, what?
You are making this up.
No, I'm not.
That's
Go
a
get
great
Jonathan.
gimmick.
Get Jonathan on the podcast. These are real stories.
Oh my God.
These are real stories.
That's so much better than having a cardboard sign.
Yeah. I agree. It worked. I gave him like 30 cents.
So much more convincing.
Order him an Uber.
There was no Ubers back then.
Oh, back then?
This
How
was
long ago was this?
20 years ago?
The 1900s?
Molly, we've been doing this since you were in HPU.
I think it was well before that, Joseph.
Damn,
It wasn't well before that.
You're right.
wasn't
We are
well
significantly
before that.
more experienced.
It was marginally before that.
It was well before.
Well,
It was well before 2010. Not well before.
well before 2010 would mean before I was in high school. Well, that's when I graduated. So there you go. I just gave away my age.
2010 is when you graduated high school.
You probably already know that though, because you know
We
my
know
soccer
everything.
career.
We know everything. We know that you
You
are a
want to pull up
two-time
the
winner.
picture? Should we pull up the picture?
I think this is a good time. You're a
This is
two-time
a
winner of the
perfect
America
time.
Smart Visual Display Awards.
Yes. Alex, throw it up.
Oh my
We know-
word.
We
I
know
texted
everything.
it to
You
you.
guys have pictures
Yeah,
of
yeah.
this?
Did you work at
How?
Boyle's Furniture?
It's in the group text.
I don't even have pictures of this.
Well, you're going to want a picture.
Oh
of this.
my word.
Look how cute with the little blue thing.
What is that, an earmuff?
It's
What
a
are you wearing?
hairband.
Not the Zoom.
Okay, first of all, I definitely curled my hair and I did not brush through it. Faux pas 1. I kind of still wish I had that headband.
We can
And
make you one.
that sweater was a cute sweater from J. Crew, and I don't have it anymore. Where
Well,
did
I'd hope
what
not.
was that from? Like the yearbook?
Joe, we have made all future guests back out.
Our research
think it-
team is top notch.
I think it was
As
for a
long as I'm
year, but
aging backwards, it's okay.
Joe, where did you get that picture?
The 2011 Zenith.
The Zenith. Oh, that would
This
be
is-
the yearbook. Wait, the 2011 would be. Is that High Point?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
I
was
didn't know
from
we
High
did a
Point. I
yearbook
believe
in
it was 2011.
Okay.
This is impressive. My research team is on point.
I mean, I don't even think I could find that picture of myself.
Well, you can have it if you want. Like,
Maybe.
how much?
We'll throw it back up so you can take a screenshot.
You don't even do it again. Okay, hold
50
on.
bucks?
Get you a
Maybe-
screenshot of that.
Hold on. I'll just take a photo. Smile. All right. It's documented. Good Lord.
It's good
You know,
stuff.
I really should have done my research on YouTube because I could pull up some good shit.
You
That's
know,
not the
I
way
mean,
this goes.
you should be used to being underprepared. It's all good.
Oh, geez.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm underprepared, but I've won 40 under 40 twice.
You do have a glass purse drink.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we don't have anything. We don't have glass wallet drinks.
Yeah. I dig it.
Gabe, you're the one that sent me this on I don't know, Instagram or something.
The purse?
I think so.
Damn.
And
I'm
so
good.
I was just like, yes,
forgot
haha,
about that.
that's funny. And then when you were like, will you be our podcast guest? I was like, yes. And you were like, please have a beverage. And I was like, sold.
That's
How long
why-
ago did I send you that?
I don't know, maybe like a few weeks or whatever. Long enough for you to forget and for me to order it and it'd
Yeah,
be fun.
I don't remember.
That's
at
why
all.
she couldn't join that's why we couldn't have the podcast last weekend. It wasn't because she had stuff to do. It was because
She had
was
to
waiting
wait
on the
for
person
the-
to arrive.
For the first to arrive. Damn it, Joe. Why'd you bust me? No, I was
Oh.
hosting Easter
Mm.
in the new house.
How'd that go? Throw up the pictures.
I don't have any. It was good. It was good. We had some of our really close friends over. My mom came over, and it was nice. It was like the first holiday in the new house, so it
Yeah.
was
How's
fun.
Dan doing? Is Dan making friends, local friends?
Yeah.
I mean,
Local.
that's a big deal. Like, Dan is Mr.
Are you
Detroit.
making local friends, Joe?
No, two. We have two friends. I have two friends, and I wouldn't have had them if it weren't for Bree.
Honestly, it's kind of the same thing here. I mean, yeah, like our very
Wow.
best friends are like husband and wife, and we all get along. So, and they actually live 5 minutes from us. So that's super nice that we've moved to like this side of town. But I mean, it's hard, I don't know.
Yeah. When they say that guys don't have friends, they're just friends with their wives' friends' husbands.
Got it. Well, considering he's not my husband, then he
Well,
has
but
new
you know,
friends.
like,
No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
but that can
Joe,
be a
what
thing.
did you
Like
call him earlier? A
arm
prop.
candy. Oh,
He moved from arm candy to prop.
He graduated.
No, please don't air this part of the podcast.
it's
It's
all
unedited.
aired.
You said it.
It's all aired.
Listen.
If Dan has the patience to watch an hour and 49 minutes of this,
That's
he
right.
could see it.
Yeah. He'll chime out right away, for sure.
No, it's good. Yeah,
But
I
if
mean,
you
he's
are-
doing well. We're going back to Detroit the weekend after market. I kind of planned like a little surprise trip for him because we haven't been back, and all
And
of
now
his family's
he's
there. And
spoiler alert.
Yeah, now we can't post this
knows?
until the weekend after market.
Well, no, you can. It was a surprise, and then I did tell him about it once we made plans, so he knows. So as you can see, I'm in a room full of Detroit
No.
paraphernalia.
He's Mr. Detroit. Like,
Yeah,
I
always,
can't see that.
always.
yeah. So what's next for Molly Mays?
You mean like tonight or in life?
Both.
Nobody gives a shit about tonight. Life.
No, I want to hear about tonight. Bring Dan in here.
No. He's unavailable. He's at Lowe's. He's tech. He's right outside the door. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Just, enjoying feeling settled, and Dan's moved here and work is great, and I don't know. Just living life. Next up, actually, we'll be getting my mom moved. She's moving. So
In with you.
Hey, Dan, how you doing, buddy? Oh, that's fantastic. We just wanted to get you live on the podcast. Molly said you were unavailable, so I decided to.
I'm so glad he answers when you call, because he doesn't answer when I call.
Gabe, hold your phone up to the microphone.
What are you up to, man?
Spreading some seed.
Oh,
Well,
hello.
We
Whoa.
can't hear.
Feels not
He said
family
he's-
friendly.
What did he
spreading
say?
his seed. I think he said he's
Cedar.
Yeah. No, I do know. I
Oh.
am quite a garden head myself.
We don't have a garden. We're just trying to grow grass.
I'm a new horticulturist. I went from hating plants to being absolutely obsessed in the last.
He hated them so
3
much
months.
that all he ever did was burn them and inhale the burning.
I did do that quite a bit. Now I grow them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wow.
Anyhow, we were talking about yours and Molly's plans, just in life and in tonight. What are you doing for the rest of the evening?
Probably cooking dinner together.
That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to the grocery store right before the podcast.
What's on the menu?
Yeah. I have no idea because she went to the grocery.
Is Dan coming to market?
If I goof it up, it could be pizza. We'll see.
Joe asked, "Are you coming to market?"
Yes, I will be in attendance. My presence will be felt.
Oh,
Whoa.
Like it.
Hello. All right. So,
He'll be at your mimosa bar, Gabe. Speaking of, he wants to know if he can get a free parking pass from you.
yeah, I can hook him up. I mean, you might need to visit my nap room to get a parking pass, but we'll figure it out.
I feel like that's worth it. I feel for how much much they charge these days.
Don't worry, y'all. I'll be at work.
Nobody's worried.
Great.
Well, Dan will make a good future podcast guest because there's so much intertwinedness in all of our worlds that and Dan has a different kind of experience in the furniture industry.
He does.
And so he's going to be a great guest at some point in the future as well. He's going to have to get a different backdrop because we've already seen this backdrop.
You'll need a different background.
You can take
Maybe we could do Dan in Molly's office.
Yes. We need a pink wall.
Guys, like
pink wall.
I hate to say it, my office is also the guest room, and it's like not that good.
So is mine. There's a day bed.
The non-classy art on both of y'all's walls. Fantastic.
Excuse me, this is real art. It's signed.
Oh, wow.
Real art.
I feel like this is a great time to end the podcast. Well, Dad, we're glad you're gonna make it, man. We miss you. He's the one that got away from the snake teeth of vodka that keeps you in the industry.
He is.
So
No, but if you got bourbon this time. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, and thanks for the impromptu call out.
oh yeah, buddy. We miss you, man. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
You guys too.
No, in a few days.
Not with your schedule. You're gonna get there when we're shutting down.
Oh my god.
All right, guys.
Oh.
Well, let's call it. I've got a bunch of stuff to do. I'm leaving tomorrow at 4:30 in the morning. So
Wow. On
Molly,
Southwest.
do you understand the name of the podcast?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Do you want my interpretation of it?
Yeah, I want your interpretation
like
because
homeboy means like, hey, you're my homeboy. Yo,
Right.
like we're friends, but also like we're all in the home industry. So
okay. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. The double entendre of
yeah,
homeboys and being
I get it.
boys in the home industry.
I'm hip. I'm
yeah,
with it.
man, my logo gives it away, bro.
The
Yeah,
logo was brilliant.
It does have a little house over it.
We didn't get
And
to
a
talk
chair.
about
And a
Yeah.
chair.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can't forget the
All
chair.
right.
No. I think there's
Well,
a
thanks
mic.
guys for having me on.
Thanks for being on. We've
You're our
enjoyed it.
first guest ever.
That is touching, and I will be a
So-
guest at any time.
Imagine like Joe Rogan's first guest, and then you're like,
Do I get like royalties or something like when
Nope.
this performs really well because everyone wants to know where I got my feather blazer
Yeah.
from and my glass cocktail purse?
all
Links in the
affiliate links.
bio.
They're-
I
like-
was gonna say I'll send you link in bio. Don't worry, I made Dan take pictures of me like beforehand so I could be like posting on social and then link to the podcast
Oh,
as
shit.
if I'm an influencer.
Well, and so we should mention Market Molly, and that's a thing.
Yeah.
And perhaps we could get a series of photos, even if it's from a past Market Molly,
Yes.
like so that we can add that into the edit.
I would be happy to give you pictures of Market Molly. That is
Yeah.
my
Send them to
persona.
Alex.
Somebody came up with that. It might have been one of you or Dan, or it was somebody in the friend group that came up with Market Molly, and now she's a thing. She flies
Well-
first class, no Southwest, vodka soda 3 limes, and she always has something really fun on. And she's smart.
I want to take credit for coming up with Jackie, the nickname.
Oh,
Oh
Jackie.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
that's-
didn't even talk about that. I
I think I
Jackie
did
is
that
way
at
more
Liberty.
viral than Market Molly. Jackie was a thing for a long time.
Yeah, I still have that jacket actually that started that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that became because you looked like Jackie O,
Yeah.
and always put together and sort of proper. And no, I mean that's a good
No, I
thing.
love that. And
Yeah.
what was funny about it, I recall, is that it was meant to be like a joke, kind
was a
of an
burn.
insult.
It was a burn. Yeah,
It was a
Yeah,
burn,
it was a
and
burn.
Molly
There
was
you
like,
go.
"Oh my
It
god,
wasn't
thank
meant to be.
you!"
It wasn't meant to be mean, but it was meant to be a burn. And
no,
I
I
was
meant
like,
it to be
"Woo!"
mean. I was
Really?
trying to I was trying
You think
to.
I look like, and that y'all were like, oh,
No.
she's excited about that. We forgot about that. Yeah. Let's go back to Jackie O. Although I don't know if Jackie O would wear feathers.
Of course.
You know.
I don't know.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks for being
It was
on.
a
We
pleasure.
enjoyed it.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Yeah, it was
y'all
good.
have a wonderful evening, and I
Great
will
to
see you in High Point,
I'll see you in
North
High Point.
Carolina.
Next
First call.
episode coming direct from High Point.
That's right. Live and in action.
Live and yeah. I don't know.
All right.
I'll be at the
All right, guys.
Uttermost showroom.
Alex should go by there and get some B-roll of her in the showroom.
Yeah, that's a
would
good
be
idea.
Can you please tell me what day though, so that I'm sure I like my outfit?
Absolutely not. Definitely not.
Are there days you don't like your outfit?
I don't know. Maybe. There's days that I love my outfit, and there's days that I like my outfit.
There's
I had
A
my-
roll and B roll in the outfit world.
We'll give you creative control. If he
Okay.
shows up and you don't like your outfit, you can
Come back tomorrow.
I'll say come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, he's only going to be there one day, though. So
We actually
Should I
extended
bring
his
a
trip.
change of clothes?
We extended his trip, so he was never going to be there for one day, but we've extended it. So Alex is going to
Yeah,
spend a
the
good amount of
Night's
time with
Inn.
us in High Point. Yeah, at the Night's Inn. I didn't tell you. Just keep your door closed.
watch out for the wolves. All the
Lock
wolves are there.
I hear they're tasty, so I'll give you a bow and arrow. Good luck.
Oh,
All back to last episode. The preppers.
All right, guys. Love y'all.
love
Talk later.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop recording.
Well, that was nice because we were able to pick the best sellers and things like that. What you found was
Bitch, I can see you falling asleep while I'm telling my
I'm
story.
not falling asleep, but just try it.